Welcome, Governor Gretchen Whitmer, here with Real Times Media and the Michigan Chronicle. How are you this morning?
I'm great. Glad to be with you.
Yesterday was a Super Tuesday in Michigan. We had primary elections, and then Vice President Kamala Harris announced her running mate, Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota. What was your, kind of initial reaction of the announcement of the pick?
I'm excited. I know that of the group of people she was considering, that she had a lot of great choices. I happen to be very close friends with Tim Walz. He is a wonderful human being. He is an incredible leader, and he is just a everyday guy too, which I think is really unique, a combination of things in this field. So he's going to be a fantastic vice president to President Harris, and I'm very excited about this ticket now, and thrilled that we're going to be seeing him so much here in Michigan.
Yeah, speaking of being here in Michigan, they're going to be making a stop here in Detroit later today. Are you going to be involved in what's going to be happening?
Yep, I'll be there. I'm looking forward to it, and I can tell you there's a lot of excitement. I think anyone who saw a little bit of the rally that they had yesterday in Philadelphia knows that the energy is real, and we're seeing people wanting to volunteer and making contributions, and people who want to be a part of this new chapter that we are on the cusp of. And it's really exciting. We can't lose sight of the fact that there's a lot of hard work yet to do, but I do think that having a couple of happy warriors at the top of the ticket is a great thing.
A lot of spectators had Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro as the prime pick for Harris to join her on the ticket. What do you think it was about Tim Walz that made him, the pick over Shapiro?
I'm sure it was a hard decision. Mark Kelly was in the mix as well, senator from Arizona. I got to tell you, Josh Shapiro is absolutely a phenomenal leader and wonderful friend and inspirational. And so I didn't think she could pick wrong. But ultimately, when you pick a running mate, just like I did with Garland Gilchrist, you got to pick someone that will have your back, that can step into the role if, God forbid, it's necessary. And ultimately, that's a decision only to be made by the candidate. So I was going to support whomever Vice President Harris picked, but I think that this is a great ticket, and I think they'll really resonate here in Michigan.
I mean, your name was being tossed around quite a bit too, but you seemed to take your name out of the running pretty early on. Why'd you make that decision?
I've made a commitment to serve out my term here in Michigan. I've got 2.5 years left. Having a great partner like President Harris and Vice President Walz in D.C. will be spectacular, as I want to get a number of things done before my last moments in office. And so I thought that commitment I made to the people of Michigan is very important to me, and I intend to keep it.
And switching focus over to Michigan now. Yesterday, again, were the primaries here in Michigan. Several big races around the state, but one in particular that I want to get your kind of opinion on is the U.S. Senate race. It was a very hard-fought race, but ultimately Alyssa Slotkin wound up victorious in that race, pretty overwhelmingly over Hill Harper. What were your thoughts or kind of reactions of how that race played out?
I hope that at the conclusion of every primary, frankly, that people can come together. And hard-fought primaries can be challenging. I certainly have had my share of them over the years. And yet, at the end of the day, we're a lot more alike on issues and values than the alternative. And so I commend everyone who is willing to throw their hat in a race. It's not easy to do, and hope that we can find some common ground as we go into this crucial November 5th election. We know that this is a high-stakes election. Michigan's open U.S. Senate seat is going to be one that could be pivotal in Congress for deciding an agenda, and I want to make sure that we elect President Harris, but also elect a U.S. Senator who's going to work with her, not try to undermine her agenda, and that's why I'll be supporting Alyssa Slotkin.
What's it going to take for the Harris and Walz ticket to secure Michigan this November?
It's not magic, right? It's showing up. It's doing the doors. It is doing the groundwork that has to be done on the ground here. It's making sure that people have the information they need to understand really what is at stake in this election. And it's taking no one for granted. I know that Vice President Harris is someone who cares about every person. She's going to set an agenda that gives everyone opportunity, and she recognizes how critical the state of Michigan is. So I anticipate we will see her and her running mate frequently here, and we'll be on the ground doing everything we can. I want to encourage anyone who is watching, who wants to get involved, to call up the campaign and volunteer. Every one of us can and really needs to play a role in this crucial moment.
Governor Whitmer, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.